Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got this.
Hang on a second, guys. One second.
What up?
We've got to give a shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Friend and supporter, showing proof. Also, the longest running sponsor of I Got Some Shit to Say, the podcast.
Absolutely. Look, man, South Nashville Heating and Cooling, where quality and craftsmanship come together. They've been doing this since 1985. That's almost 40 years of service. Expert designs, quality installations, superior service.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you something.
What's that?
Tell me.
I feel confident in the fact that South Nashville Heating and Cooling will keep me warm in the winter.
For sure.
It'll keep me cool in the summer.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, these middle months, you'll be comfortable even then.
Absolutely, dude.
Y'all know the deal, man. South Nashville Heating and Cooling. We love those guys. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number. Tap in.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Always. Guys, last night, UFC off the chain. I watched it at one of my favorite places to do so at, right there at Fish House Sports Bar, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Okay. Located at 1626 Middle Tennessee Boulevard.
Absolutely, man. It's a great spot to eat. They got really, really good food, and they cater as well.
Man, sweet potatoes, turnip greens, macaroni, hush puppies, all that, man. Give them a call, 615-410-3265.
Facts. That kicking chicken, bro.
Catfish.
God. But look here. If you go there, mention I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast for a 10% discount. JoJo going to take care of you over there. Again, that's Fish House Sports Bar right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Y'all go tap in. Wow.
All right, Squints, let's take a minute and let's talk about the Wildwood Reserve Barbershop.
Oh,
okay?
Please. Let's go.
They're unlike any barbershop you've ever stepped in.
Facts.
They've got over 25 years experience.
Facts.
Top-notch service.
Facts.
And it gives you the true essence of a speakeasy barbershop, from the hot shaves to the fades and more. Tell them where they're located at.
They're located right out here in Murfreesboro, right? 1330 Northwest Broad Street, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
www.barbershop.com for appointments. You can also have walk-ins when they're available. They also do walk-ins.
And y'all see the promo code, right?
All you got to do is mention the podcast. And when you mention the podcast, you get a 10% discount on your haircut, baby.
Facts. Go get that. You need to get trimmed up. Bad.
Wildwood Reserve Barbershop. Y'all go tap in. Salute to Wally over there, man. Y'all appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Let's go. It's I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust us, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squid.
That's right. R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. With me as usual, back in the corner, ChadArmesTV.com.
Shout out Gary Payton.
Yeah, shout out Gary Payton. Down here on the corner, back again, me security, me bodyguard. Mildred, still looking for Mildred. We got another guest tonight, folks.
Yeah.
A very special one. I looked back at our DMs, Bubba, and I've been trying to get this man here for about 8 months. But he is a very, very, very busy individual. He's a close friend of ours. He currently is known as Edward Crowe, formerly known as Ounze Zilla in the building.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What up?
Welcome, my friend. If you are unfamiliar with Mr. Zilla or Mr. Crowe, however we address him, he is the acting manager of someone named Yellow Wolf.
Right?
I've heard of acting tour manager, booking manager, all that good stuff. Yeah. He is also the general manager of Slumerican.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure I heard of that too.
Right?
I've definitely heard of
Those
Slumerican.
are pretty creditable brands.
Yeah.
And it's not like he say, she say. I mean, like if you go to Yellow's page right now and you tap on it, if you want to get anywhere close to that man, you have to go through him. That's pretty much how it works. We've known Zilla for a number of years, man. He has a resume as long as you can fucking envision, as far as being involved with numerous people and knowing numerous people and just being, a bridge builder, so to speak. You know what I mean? Mr. Make It Happen. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I like that. I look back, Zilla, and I originally, I think when we got in the podcast, bro, we were probably 3 or 4 months in when I initially reached out, because you're a very interesting person, to say the least.
Thank you, bro.
Shout out Joe Rilla. Joe Rilla, our good friend Joe Rilla, has a podcast, Flock with us, and he actually has an episode with Zilla.
He needs to bring that back too.
He does. We all need to get on his ass about that shit.
For sure.
Yeah, that shit's dope.
But that I sent that to the guys prior to you arriving tonight, just to give us kind of a background. And Chad, if we could we put that? Can we put that Flock With Us episode down in the description below?
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description for everybody to go check out.
Yeah, shout out Joe Rilla. So if we miss anything here, then you're kind of curious about, you could probably get from that interview as well.
Yeah,
because they cover a lot, and they've known each other, God, forever, right? You've known Joe for a long time.
No, Joe. I don't remember not knowing Joe.
Right, that's a long time. So Zilla, currently, like we said, just really involved with the Slamerican brand all around. You know what I mean? From being Yellow Wolf's acting manager to running his brand with him, et cetera, et cetera. That makes you a very busy person nowadays. I would assume.
Stay moving, man.
Right. Get up on that mic for me, Bubba.
Before I get started, I just want to say I appreciate what you said, man. That was real kind words. I appreciate that for real, for real.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you coming through
here. And
yeah, that was easy. That intro's easy, man, because everything I said is factual. Like, it's all facts.
Big
and
facts.
but Zilla's just, when it comes to a platinum recording artist like Yellow Wolf, you know what I mean, or one that's been mainstream, so to speak. You know what I mean? Yellow Wolf is a brand that's known cross country.
He's been doing his thing with
years,
country, man, shooting outside
worldwide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's known worldwide. He's done European tours and all that shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that would come with being a part of that brand. I could only envision.
Right.
But as long as I can remember Zilla being a part of Yellow Wolf's brand, he's always been a homie. And a lot of fucking managers that fuck with people that tough won't give people like us the time of day. In some scenarios, you know what I'm saying? In most scenarios, realistically. Right. But Zilla is not built like that. He's always looking out for the little guy. You know what I mean? For the guy that's, bro, from Slumfest, Yellow has an event here in Nashville that he runs every year. I think this is y'all's like 6th, 7th year doing that.
Yeah, if we get around to it this year, it'll be our 6th year.
Yeah, I hope y'all get around to it. That's a dope ass event, man. But he partners with Harley and all these other people, and they put on this dope ass show. It's always just the dopest look. But I know every time Sunfest calls around, I know that's who I can call. Yep. And he's gonna get me in that motherfucker, that exclusive shit. And he has no reason to do that, but he does it.
I mean, that's real though.
Yeah, it's just his character.
When people do things when they don't have to do it, that really shows.
Yeah, it really does.
It tells you who a person is.
So, how long for our viewers and listeners? How long have you been incorporated with that brand, Slamerican?
About 13 years, playing a lot of different roles. I've been Yellow Wolf's manager for about 3 years now. We actually signed our agreement in Sweden, which was interesting. Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact.
You know what I'm saying? So
and a flex.
Yeah.
Major flex.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact, flex. All that. All the above.
That's cool.
Fun flex.
It's dope though that I just mentioned, he's worldwide, European tours and all that, and he says that he signed his
in Sweden.
Yeah.
How did you because I know, were you born and raised here?
I was born in Wilmington, Delaware.
Hell yeah. Shout out Delaware.
Yeah.
I would say I was raised here though, man. I moved here when I was 10 and I've been here ever since.
Yeah, I remember you saying in the Flock With Us interview, I remember you saying it was from Delaware and then you came back here.
Yeah, 2 years in between I went back up north, got sick, all this other shit. But Antioch, man, since I was 10 years old.
Antioch zone.
Yeah, because you said it. You also, I'm just referring back to that interview. So you said that when you got sick, you want to speak kind of briefly about what that was when you talked to Joe Rilla about it.
Yeah, it was called Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is an illness that in one way or another eats the lining off of your nerves, the myelin sheath, causing you to be paralyzed. And the how paralyzed you actually are just depends on how bad it is. Mine was so bad, everything. I mean, I couldn't close my eyes.
Whoa.
Wet my eyes and move my body to keep it from stiffening up. I had to learn how to walk again. Was on CNN World News Tonight with Dan Rather because the shit was so rare.
Wow.
You got a better chance of getting struck by lightning to get Guillain-Barré.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how was it that you fought? What is it that you could do to fight
treatments and stuff?
Was it just treatment or was it?
Well, from what I was told and my understanding is it can't be cured. It can be reversed. And that's by two ways: a blood transfusion or a something like, I'm gonna say this all fucked up.
It don't matter.
No,
immunoglobulin transfusion or something.
So
something that's in your blood.
Yeah,
and that's the route I took.
Okay,
and that was able to reverse it, and then you can just kind of get everything back. My man,
I can't imagine what that must have been like, Bubba.
Well, the crazy part was not being, if you were in a coma, it might even be different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Being wide awake completely. I'll tell you the thing that drove me the craziest was commercials with sweet tea. because I couldn't drink. I couldn't, you know what I mean? They had to scrub my tongue with this thing to keep it wet from drying out.
Jesus.
Oh man.
So like a commercial with sweet tea and KFC dripping down the side of the cup. That hurt me the worst.
Torture.
I could definitely understand that. How long did you deal with that? Like, how long was that like episode?
It was about a month in the hospital.
Like of being with complete like being paralyzed basically for about a month. Jeez.
And then went to ICU, step down, and I said this in that other interview too, but the nurses there were really dope because they knew I liked art and knew I wanted to paint. So when it got to the point where they wanted me to learn how to get dressed again, they would reward me with something like a canvas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Give you something to paint on if you get dressed.
So I got the shitty painting I did after that. Looks like shit, but it holds so much
value. Yeah. It's a reference to, I mean, it could always be worse. You could always be back at that type of state.
It might be worth something one day.
For sure. It's probably worth something right now.
As unlucky as that was that you got that, the fact that you was able to get through that, I'm
the only one built like that, man.
That's a blessing in itself, you know, that you was able to get through that, man. I mean, it was horrible that you got that card, you drew that card for that disease, but at least it was able to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change anything about it though, because something about it put so many things in my mind personally.
Yeah,
as far as like, you know, trying to. I will get into that later. We get this 501c3, which was inspired by that, but you know, it's obviously helped build who I am today.
Yeah,
as far
for sure.
As wanting to make shit happen, because it was like I thought at one point, this is how they treat you when they know you're going to die. They tell you you're not. So I was positive I was on my way out. You know what I mean?
And how old were you? You were young too.
16.
Yeah, man.
And I was diagnosed with ICU psychosis, and my mom was too. From being in there so long and hearing that beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Oh, like it just drives you crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I had to do some research up on that.
No, I see. Oh, the psychosis stuff. Yeah, man. That's
traumatizing. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
Like I'm trying to like envision some of that. Like, how did that come about though, Zilla? Like, as far as like, did you start experiencing things that was just like, how does that work? Did things just stop working, or like, what made you think that something was wrong?
The way it started was I just started getting tingling in my fingertips. You sit on your hands, or you sit the wrong way or something.
Yeah.
I was just getting a little tingling. At first, I thought nothing of it. Then the tingling moved to my feet. Next thing you know, it was in my mouth. So now my whole mouth felt just like your hands when you sit on it.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
they were going to sleep.
Yeah. When I went to the hospital, they told me that it was all in my head. I was crazy. They took me out on a wheelchair.
That's crazy.
Right? And so I ended up suing DuPont.
Hell yeah.
Settlement, right? Because I had a lung collapse because they sent me home.
Oh, man.
And then I went back in where was it? Chester, Pennsylvania, Crowe Chester Medical Center. Dr. Malamut diagnosed it via spinal tap at like 4 a.m. or something.
Wow.
16 years old too, bro.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, but you're probably gonna be fine.
Wow.
I was like, damn, all right, cool.
Damn.
That's crazy as hell.
Yeah, bro.
Well, luckily it was an episode that was long enough so that's not a threat anymore for you?
Well, the one big, huge threat is, I'm not gonna say that, but it feels that way, is the whole vaccine thing.
Yeah, man.
Well, I was told since I was diagnosed with this and went through this whole thing, I was told I could never get a flu shot because I don't understand the whole process, but something about the syndrome, you're
susceptible.
It attacks your own immune system, right?
Yeah.
So the vaccine is kind of like a flu shot. It's a vaccine. So I can't take it. So I went to a doctor, got a note. I don't have to have it. I'm good. But
it might be a good thing though.
No, for sure, bro.
That's the threat. If I took that, I could literally become paralyzed.
Well, at least that's the only threat in the sense of that's not something that you're like forced to do or anything. So that's good.
They say it can't come back. So my chances are as good as anybody else's.
Right.
Man. That's
man. You talk about a episode though, boy.
Man, say that, man.
I can imagine being paralyzed and not knowing what was wrong. No, like.
And I'm sure, the amount of shit that you appreciate now that you done got through it, man. Like, it's probably through the roof,
bro.
Like,
when I took
not being able to drink, man.
Right. When I took my first step off of a walker and let the walker go, I felt like Rocky.
I bet,
man.
You know what I mean? It was like, and that's a moment to always go back to when you're like, oh, this shit's rough. Hold on, wait. Let me go back to that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the whole rehabilitation process. What was the timeline on that?
I mean, that was a long time, man. Like, I mean, it's hard to say years because it fell off after a while, you know what I mean? But there was a lot of occupational therapy, a lot of sitting with some lady and making faces, trying to get your face to work properly again. And,
Wow.
you know, learning how to ride a bicycle. And I mean, just it was
Everything.
a long time, man. Yeah, everything. Literally.
Wow. Well, salute to you, man, for making it through that fucking story.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that, man. Appreciate
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, it's part of your story for sure. I'm glad that you spoke on that, and you know, let people know that that's something that you had to go through, because again, it's made you who you are. You know what I mean?
But to hear the title, it's like, can you say it one more time? What is it called?
Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Give me a fucking break. Have y'all ever heard that term?
Never.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Ain't it fucked up the world we live in? There's so many things that we are just we don't know about. I've never heard that in my
Crazy
life,
to think
bro.
about this too. Have you ever heard of something that makes you paralyzed, but then you come back from it?
No.
Yeah, that's wild.
So when they told me that, I was like, oh, okay, this is how you do somebody.
You were just-
you know what I mean? You just tell them they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
I never heard of something where you come back from being completely paralyzed.
The only thing I had ever heard of is when we're going back to the flu vaccines. I worked with somebody when I worked factory jobs years ago that got a flu vaccine, and it paralyzed them for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Wow.
And they ended up suing whoever the company was, you know, that gave us
Dude, that might be Guillain-Barré syndrome.
it may have been though
Because
too.
that's one of the ways you can catch it. Is
Yeah.
flu shots,
Yep.
bacteria from chicken, Campylobacter from chicken.
Yep.
Wow.
And then there's a third way that they don't really know in younger, I guess, teenagers.
Damn.
So that's, I guess you would have gotten it was just through eating like chicken or something.
Fun fact. One time I was at this place called Alapocas in Delaware swimming with some friends, and we were jumping off this bridge. And I jumped into the water. Apparently DuPont puts their like chemical waste somewhere up the street or something, right? So I'm jumping off this bridge with a bunch of other kids. And when I got out the water, I had a bunch of red bumps all over my back, and everybody's commenting on it, saying, now something happened.
Yeah. And you think that's when it happened?
It happened shortly after that. So it's hard to say. You know what I mean? But it definitely was like a milestone in
Damn.
what the fuck is this?
Just trying to be kids. Y'all just being kids, bro. You know what I mean? Just
Wow,
clip
that's
something.
fucking crazy. Just that whole little chunk right there. It's just wild, bro. And I know you're a grown ass man now, and this obviously happened when you were 16 years old.
Right.
But to think about like the traumatic fucking like that would you're gonna live with that forever. You know what I mean? But just to tell that story and it sounds so crazy. Like it just like you said it yourself. Like no one's ever heard of anything like that. To experience that though and go through it and just be like basically off fate. Your whole every day is built off fate. You're just going off what these people are telling you. And
Man, but if you can go through something like that there, your perseverance has to be
absolutely
through the roof. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So,
But to your point, you said it also, Zilla, that's built you to who you are today. It's made the man that sits over there right now.
Right.
Man, what a fucking trip, dude.
Here's a question I got for you. Since all that happened, do you have like a fear of like hospitals and stuff like that?
Man, that's a really good question. Because hell yeah, like doctors, dentists, all that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I went in there before and put on the blood pressure thing and passed out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
like a child.
PTSD, bro, for sure.
Yeah, but I for
that's
real
straight
will
up.
go unconscious. And I tell them, as long as I tell them to sit down and shit, everything usually pans out all right.
Yeah.
But there was a period, where it was really
And
rough.
I bet, man.
I'm sure that has something to do with the ICU psychosis, right?
That's a
Hell
good
yeah, I'm
point. I
sure.
didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
Wow.
Like it's crazy, man. Because I know the beeping alone. So I was reading up on this. I was reading this book, and this lady was talking about the beeping, and it would send her off into these like
Like a trance.
some you know how people in the army do some kind of extreme PTSD
Like an episode of like
sort of send her back
Like a trigger.
Trigger.
Get a trigger, and you know what I'm saying. She would get cold sweats and all kind of crazy shit, man. So that shit's for real, man.
Man, you just made me think for real, bro.
That's just for real, man.
I would assume, bro. It would give me. I mean, if I had to deal with what you had to deal with,
Especially
as a
being
kid.
being a young adult,
in the
16
formative
years old.
part of your life, like as a 16-year-old kid, bro, like that's
Especially with so much immobility, like not being able to move through that whole time. Like you are, it's not like you could fucking throw on your headphones and forget about it for a minute.
but
You know what I mean?
mentally, you were all there. Like you could, you knew.
And I mean, when I say all there, I mean just like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like every now and then, if they had to do something crazy, like put in the tubes in your lungs or some shit, they'll give you some Ativan or something. But I was as awake as we are right now.
Does that sound similar, Squints, to like ALS?
I guess.
Like as
to a
far as
degree.
being mentally there, but not being able to
Yeah.
physically
Oh yeah.
move?
1,000,000%. Because my pops till the day he passed away was there 1,000,000%. But he had like a real rapid case of ALS, Zilla, that he recently just passed away.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Thank you so
Pops,
much.
man.
Yeah, RP Pops. But it was right around Thanksgiving this year. But he battled ALS for a little over 2 years, about 2.5 years actually. But it was a real rapid case to where everything just started going, and he was like he was pretty active as far as like just being handy and mechanic and that kind of thing, and then just fatigue started taking over, and then they started investigating what the issues may be, and he got diagnosed with ALS, and about 6 months later he couldn't walk no more, and then, you know what I mean, a year later the speech went away. Like it was just rapid after that, and we lost him just recently. But yeah, you're right, Chad. It does have like some similarities to it. A much slower process, but
Yeah, it just sounds similar, like being.
as far as the mind,
Yeah,
Pops was always there. It wasn't like dementia or nothing involved to where, I mean, he knew everything.
he just couldn't physically
Yeah.
communicate.
I would imagine, right, going, like I said, the perseverance earlier, but going through that, like I'm sure being on the road and traveling, you know what I'm saying, y'all have been all over the world, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that you done ran across some tough times, right? And does a situation like you went through when you was a teenager make those other situations easier?
Absolutely. I think it makes it easier to find the fist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fight. It makes it easier to be like, shit, quit. Hell no.
Yeah. It could always be worse factor, like that
Right,
kind of deal.
Right. I got this.
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
first.
If I can whoop this thing's ass when
Yeah.
I was a kid, I can whoop this thing's ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
I'm sure it set a bar that's definitely hard to overcome nowadays. As far as like to your point, one, to constantly remind yourself when shit gets hard that you know that's nothing compared to what I was dealing with way back then.
Yeah.
And now I'm probably 10 times more of a man as far as personality and just knowing.
You just be like, you know, come on, Zilla, fight through this. You beat that. You can beat that. What's this look? You know what I mean? Like
There's
I can
something
see.
to be said about all of us have been through shit, right?
Yeah.
for sure.
And when you go through something, we've all been through something where you're like, man, I'm not going to make it out of this, but you're hoping to make it out of it. You got that hope, but you almost know you're not going to, right? And when you do, which we did because we're sitting here, right?
Facts.
Then it just takes you to that next level of I'm gonna beat, you know what I mean? Beat everything, every roadblock that comes in my way.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be serious to put me down. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that is a wild thing to say, but it's so true. Like thinking about something from a standpoint of you're doing something knowing that most likely it's not going to pan out the way you're saying it's going to, but you still keep doing it in the hopes that something could happen. And that is crazy to think about, man, because there's a lot of times where I've done something knowing it wasn't going to pan out, but I still was just like, I'm going to do it anyway and see what happens type shit. But
Well,
yeah.
even when something's happening to you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you're going through something that seems to be out of your control, and when you overcome that, man, there's some part of that victory that helps you have another strike to
Yeah.
kick the ass of whatever comes up next.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And to kind of curb the conversation just a little bit, right? But still on the same topic. Like you have a thing with Egypt, right?
Yes, sir.
So when I think of Egypt and the people that's over there, man, they got this like a peace and serenity type of thing. Maybe it's due to their spirituality or whatever, man. But it's a calm to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that you have some of that as well? Like a peace, a calm to the storm.
I like to try to. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like any of us. It's hard to. You know what I mean? In the world we're living in right now, it's hard. You gotta be conscious and think to have that peace. I believe, right?
Yeah.
That's real.
You gotta put in effort to find that peace.
Yeah, that's real.
But yeah, I mean, Egypt is just an incredible place. You know what I mean? But
Dude.
What else is your infat? I don't know nothing about this other than the charm around your neck. If you guys can notice, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pyramid around your neck. And then where did that love come from? The Egyptian stuff.
man, when I was a kid, my grandmother, she was serious into Egypt. She had all the like Nefertiti bust and King Tut bust and stuff like that around the house. I mean, she was real serious into it, sculptures and all that.
Yeah.
And one day, man, I was sitting at the house, and I said, I want to go to Egypt. And I was like, I'm tired of waiting. And I booked a ticket right then. And the ticket was like,
When was this?
I think it was 2019, 2020.
Oh, okay.
Something
Okay, so not a long time ago.
not
but
a long time ago.
Okay.
But when I booked the ticket, I like didn't think about it, just booked it. And it was like a couple months out or whatever. And then where the hell are we going with this? You got me stumped.
I don't know. He mentioned Egypt, and I asked what made you get so interested in that type of stuff.
What got you?
Oh, got you.
And you mentioned your grandmother's house, and
here's
she
where
had.
we're going. Here's where we're going.
Yeah.
My grandmother loved it, man. And when she was alive, I took her to the museum, the Egypt museum that was traveling, right? Bought her some earrings that were Ounze. You know what?
Yeah,
Ounze
I
is,
actually
right?
think that's in town right now. The King
it really?
Tut stuff is in town right now.
Oh, that's
What's
dope.
up?
Yeah.
Well, that's the Ounze symbol. You know what that is, right?
Show me.
Symbol for eternal life.
Yes.
Okay, so I bought her some earrings like that. When she passed away, my aunt gave them back, right? So when they buried her, I put one in one of her hands, kept the other one. When I was
Gotcha.
going to Egypt, my mom reminded me, and I took the other one with me and tried to find a crack in the Great Pyramid, right?
Wow.
And you know how they say, everybody's heard them say, well, it's so close you can't put a piece of paper between them?
Yeah.
They're not lying, bro. I walked around the pyramid for like 3 hours trying to find a place to lose an
crazy.
earring.
That's
Couldn't
crazy.
find a place to lose an earring.
Golly,
So I ended up
crazy.
sticking it in
Come back to
between
Nashville,
bricks
it'd
at
be
the wall.
easy.
You did what with it, Zilla? What'd you do with it?
Put it in a brick next to the Sphinx
Got
in
you.
the wall.
Cool.
So I took, one's in her casket and one's
Yes.
in the wall at the Sphinx.
Yes. So when you went to Egypt, you go dolo? Go by
No, I
yourself?
took my lady with me.
Dope. Cool.
So,
That would be a fucking trip.
Man,
Like
for real,
when I
for
think
real.
about Egypt and I think about all them pyramids and all that shit, and then it don't make no sense, man.
Bro, this
like
feather,
how?
you see
How
this
the
feather?
hell did they do it?
You see that feather in my hat?
I do now. Yes.
That's from the Temple of Horus
Dope.
in Egypt. Yeah,
How'd you
there's-
score that? Was it on the ground? Somebody give it to
they,
you?
they were everywhere. I grabbed a bunch of them, but there was it was interesting at the Temple of Horus. There was feathers. Him being a bird god. You know what I mean? At the I think it was Nefertiti. I could be wrong, but at the female temple, there was cats everywhere, stray cats.
Oh wow.
I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's all that
that's
stuff
wild,
interests me like tremendously. Like
That would be
I
overwhelming to see, like in person, in a good
that's
way.
what I'm getting to,
Yeah,
Chad. Like that when I said that trip would be fucking crazy. Like because it's so. You know who else I just heard went to Egypt recently? Andrew Schultz.
Project Pat did too.
Oh,
recently,
dope.
too, yeah.
And
That's dope.
Yeah.
when I heard Schultz cover it on Flagrant 2, one of the best podcasts in the world, y'all should check it out.
Flagrants too.
It's so dope. But the way he talks about Egypt, bro, and he is a comedian. I don't know if you're familiar with Andrew Schultz.
I've heard of them.
Hilarious, bro. Like fucking hilarious. And when he his podcast is like this, we joke and have fun and shit, whatever. And it's unscripted, just off the wall. But when Egypt comes up, Schultz's whole demeanor changes. He talks about Egypt basically how you are, but to like a different, I don't know, more of Fanny kind of speaking. Like you're a deep guy. You know what I mean? Like we all know that. I know that about your personality, and I can only when you look over there at Zilla's hands, you see the bracelets and the rings, and we all know. Yeah, I love it though.
Thanks, bro.
But Egyptian shit is very interesting to me because all the gods and how they build in pyramids,
Man,
man.
it's-
How do y'all think they did?
Aliens, man.
Like,
I'm just playing. I don't really know.
To not have the technology that we have today, but still build something that has been around that damn long. Like the shit that motherfuckers is building today would crumble if a good enough wind
Good
comes
earthquake or
Yeah.
a tornado.
through. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting,
This
man.
shit
Go,
been up
Zilla.
for a long fucking time.
What you got?
Like, I went to this abandoned nuclear power plant halfway to East Tennessee. You guys ever heard of that? Familiar with it?
I think I've seen it.
It's like I know a lot of photographers like going there and shit like that, but I went there years ago, and there's all these like nuclear power plant vests and shit. Just like everybody just took their vest off and left, right?
Damn.
And it's been abandoned for like 20 years. And the cables are gone where people come and steal the copper and,
Yeah.
and things disintegrate. And then you're left with this concrete building just in like 20 years. There's still trash, there's still all this other shit. But if you gave that a couple thousand or a couple hundred or whatever, it reminds me of like there could have been a lot more going on with the pyramids and these ancient temples. You know what I'm saying? Like shit in there that over time doesn't last like the stone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And telling how what kind of treasures and stuff that was in there, man. Like,
Bruh.
like,
Yeah,
like artifacts and all that stuff, man, that's been stolen from these places.
And what was the point of it? You know what I mean? Was it like a
greed.
power generator? Was it a? I don't think it was a grave. You know what I mean?
I thought you were saying like, what's the point of them stealing it? But yeah, I get what
No,
you're saying.
no.
What was the point?
What was the point of the pyramid?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man.
Like,
Okay.
It's trippy.
you know what I'm saying? Like what?
Yeah.
But when they talk about how many of those big ass stones it took to make that fucking thing, and the weight incorporated with just one of those stones, like it's like 3.5 tons or some shit, like per stone or some 3,000 pounds of stone. I don't. I'm
I think
probably
they had
boasting
some
it, but
acoustic levitation or some shit. You know what I mean?
something
Like,
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
The fact that there's some of them, 200 feet in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
think what we've done in a couple hundred years. We hold this iPhone in our pocket, right?
Yeah.
We do whatever we want all day long, constantly. You do
Facts.
everything with it. You know what I mean? It wakes you up, everything,
Right.
right? To think that 4,000 years ago, they didn't have even a different flavor of technology that we can't relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to mimic ours exactly. That wouldn't make any sense.
yeah. But I get what
to
you're
think
saying.
that they didn't have some kind of advanced technology to do some shit like, you know what I mean?
There had to have been
They
something.
were smarter than us back then, though, man. I think like technology is a good thing, man, but technology can make us dumb as well
Period.
because we rely on it. Back then, they had to rely on just them. You know what I'm saying? And
What a trippy way of life, bro.
it's crazy.
And think about the timeline approach, and then like the weather. You know what I mean? Like it's there's so many elements that could go into this discussion. Like it's just it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
But to what ultimately, we started talking about Egypt. We mentioned Egypt, and that took us down that little rabbit hole. But at the same time, you say you went in 2019. Have you been back?
I have not. But
Are you anxious to get back?
I can't wait.
Right.
Yeah.
That seems like a dope ass trip, bro. That's like bucket list shit right there.
Man, it is, man. It is. We took a cruise down the Nile, like down the Nile River. and went to all
Fire.
the temples.
Yeah.
That's
And,
hard. That's hard.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Your wifey have fun on that too? She enjoyed that trip?
She loved it, bro. We
Dope.
rode camels around the pyramid.
See, come on, dog. That's
crazy.
that'd
man.
be
That's
sick.
bucket list.
Chad,
That's
would you ride a
bucket list
camel?
shit.
Yeah, man. If it could hold me up, I
It could
would.
hold you up, bro.
That
Let me tell you
holds
something
up.
crazy
That
though.
motherfucker holds up.
So the I went in a bus to the pyramid because it ain't safe right there. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
shit's a little different.
Gotcha.
But so we went there, and then the people, they were real touristy, man. They were tying 30 camels together. They were with the right guy. Everything was real professional. They were trying to be there for 30 minutes and leave and go to a gift shop. I said, nah. So I went and found this dude. They told us to stay away from these people. I mean, their ID didn't match all that, but I was just like, look, I'm gonna give you this money, and I'm gonna stick with y'all for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So these guys brought their camels.
Is that the guy that was on the Instagram? There was some pictures on the
Probably
Instagram?
so, yeah, probably so. But they, his ID didn't match his face. I told him, I took a picture of it. I said, look, I see that. You know what I mean? We're good though. So I jumped on his camel, put my girl on the other one. Man, they let their camel drink Sprite, and they were having it smoke hash, bro.
Damn.
And one of the camels sat down, made a noise, and gave up. He was like, I'm done. They had to bring in a different camel.
You had to call in a ringer.
Hell
It was like
yeah.
the outlaw camel jockeys. You know what I mean? The shit didn't match up. You know what I mean? The camels are high. I was like,
The
these are my
camels were
guys.
high.
We stayed with them for like 3 hours.
Hold up, bro. Are these camels stolen?
You know what I'm saying?
Man, probably.
He said they were smoking hash with a camel.
And drinking
And
Sprite,
drinking
bro.
Sprite.
Shout out Sprite.
It's probably hot in the motherfucker.
Man, look, they put me in this Egyptian
it's hot as
headdress thing.
Yeah.
And put this garb on me or whatever, and I'm standing in front of the pyramid posing with the camel. And this high ass camel bites my nipple through this outfit. We have a photo of this shit. We have
them
a
biting
photo
you?
of the moment.
That's
Oh,
fire.
The camel's got this big smile on his face. Like, you
Hell
can see
yeah.
him smiling.
Dude, I'd ride a
Oh,
fucking
shit.
camel.
Bro, that shit was so funny.
I don't know. Camels sound
wanna
a
go
little
to
freaky,
Egypt, bro.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Camels sound a little freaky, but they bite nipples and shit.
I want to go to Egypt.
I want no smoke.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm going to Egypt one day for sure. That
That would
has
be
to
a
happen.
dope trip, man. That would be a dope trip.
There's not many trips that I have to make, but I think Egypt's one of them ones that I would just have to make.
So you said something. You said something on the Joe Rilla interview that was
Shout out
funny.
Joe Real.
Yeah, man. They got Uber down there, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's
In
crazy.
Egypt?
Okay, so at the end of the thing, the people had to leave without me. You know what I mean? Because they had a group or whatever. They were going to stay there like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
I found out they had Uber in Egypt.
Oh, wow.
So I Ubered when the pyramid area is like a state park. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they
I
close
could
the
get
gates
that,
at a
yeah.
certain point. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? And I was walking out the door with the dude who I guess runs the shit when they were closing. Like, he's escorting me out. Like, you you get out of here.
Time to go, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. And luckily, one of them stayed outside with me and waited on the Uber because it was not the place to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about, it really wasn't the place to be.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But that was an interesting Uber ride.
That's crazy.
Oh, I bet, man.
Hell no.
I want to go though, man. I'm kind of scared about what happens outside of the pyramid area.
Nah, it's cool though, man. Like they got they'll get crazy on their, like, you know, when you go to different countries and they beg.
Mm-mm.
No, you ain't been around.
No.
Yeah,
I've been to.
I could imagine that being an
once
issue.
either, man.
I've been to Cali twice.
They don't want to let me out.
Well, some of these places, they'll ask you for bread, right? And sometimes you give it to them. You know what I mean? Sometimes it makes sense. Other times their approach, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But they in Egypt, it's more of a bump down. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be like, oh, you need directions? Yeah, go right up here to the right, to the left. Give me that money. You know what I mean? And it's like you better give them that money.
Yeah.
They walked me up to show me some cologne they make and shit, and tell me about this pyramid trip. And then before I had a chance to leave, dude was like, so which bottle you want? I picked up on what was going on, you know what I mean? So I went ahead and bought a couple bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, yeah, we're going to show you, but you got to buy something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, they'll force you into
buy something.
Yeah, at one point, this dude was trying not to let me out the store, man. I had to push him out.
Yeah, like intimidate you to buy something.
Debo you, dude. They're
Fuck.
trying to Debo you, dude.
Egypt
It's that
is real, like,
Egyptian
Changing my mind
Debo.
on this Egypt trip, bro.
That's that Egyptian Debo,
Yeah,
dog.
for real. But if being honest though, man, that's fucking genius though, man.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you from Egypt, man. You got some Americans come down there, motherfucker. All you got to do, even if you're not hard, you just got to act like it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
man.
guess.
And get them to buy some shit.
Listen to this shit though. So at one point, these dudes, two guys, come tie their what is it called? Like not a canoe, but maybe some kind of fishing boat or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Kayak
motorized.
type thing.
Yeah, but a little bit bigger. But
Okay.
so they made their way up to our ship or our boat and tied themselves to it.
Oh,
And man, they got a whole thing of merch. Make a long story short, everybody on the boat's scared, right? Everybody's freaking out. There's these Egyptians tying themselves to
that's
our
some
boat.
pirate type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
Some pirate
yeah,
shit.
the Captain
So I
Phillips
go
type
to
shit.
the
I'm the
edge,
captain
and I
now.
get to talking to them, and they can speak English. And I figure out that all they're trying to do is sell some merch, right? So I'm like, you know what I mean? Hell yeah, send me up some shit. So they throw some shit up. We get to talking. I turn it into like a game with the other people on the boat, trying to calm everybody down, get them comfortable.
Yeah,
I buy something, get everybody else start buying something. I think I made the dude like $300.
that's what's
Everybody was peaceful. He was calling me Alibaba, untied his boat. I was like, motherfucker, that was some pirates. I just say,
up. Man, for real.
That's some Captain
Like,
Phillips
hey,
shit,
if I
dog.
lived here, I'd be on that boat with you selling this merch.
Yeah, for real.
Facts.
Yeah.
I mean, because
You would,
that's just genius, though, man. You playing, you hustling, but at the same time, you playing on the fear.
Right.
Shout out to Zilla for riding that way. We just took him down.
Man,
We
straight up,
went
man.
from how we started with the Yellow Wolf shit, like started getting, and we just spiraled into
that's
that
how we
whole
do.
Egyptian discussion to
It's fun though, man. Y'all
Yeah.
that's how
How
we
we
talk
do,
to,
man.
bro.
yeah. Well, that's literally how we do this show. Period. But I'm glad that you didn't stop us or steer back towards the professional type shit because we're quick to fucking fantasize and fucking take tell each other's dreams. I want to fucking go to Egypt so bad, dude.
Man, for real,
But
man.
I don't know about all that fucking
Where would y'all go first? If you got your
Fiji.
Fiji?
Yeah.
You saying anywhere in the world?
If you right now, if you was gonna leave and go anywhere,
I'm
what's your
going
first
south. I'm going to South Africa, man.
South Africa?
I'm going to South Africa,
Chatty?
man. Somewhere in
Man,
South
I
Africa, probably Johannesburg or something.
I don't even know if I would want to leave the country per se. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, dude. I don't know. Like,
I can. You know what though?
Where about you, Zilla?
Hawaii seems dope though.
yeah,
I'd
like
to go right now. If it was summertime in Rome, I'd go there first. But it's not. It's cold as hell. So I'd rather go to Peru. If I could
Yeah.
go anywhere right now, it'd be Peru. But we can't do Peru right now. They got some crazy, like kidnapping, extortion is in the red right now.
So,
You know what I mean?
yeah, Hawaii just always. I mean, it's beautiful, but it always just seems like the most chill place ever, dude.
Yeah.
Like that just seems like a cool place to just go. It wouldn't be somewhere I'd want to live because everybody talks about how crazy expensive it is. But I don't know. It just seems like it'd be a cool place to go chill at for a week or so.
So when you talk about Peru, have you been there before?
I have not been to Peru.
So I said Fiji. Have you been to Fiji?
I have not been to Fiji.
South Africa?
Nah, never.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Have you been to Hawaii?
No, I've never.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Been to
you-
Kauai.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why I just wanted to go around real quick because we can't lose the fact that this man's been around the world probably 2 or 3 times. Dude.
Yeah.
A lot of places.
Yeah,
What
man,
a
straight up.
fucking dope way to live that life. So,
Yeah.
you know, we mentioned that this is Yella's manager and the European tours, etc. And you say you've been incorporated now. You've only been his manager, we said, for 3 years. You signed that deal in Switzerland. I think that's what you told
Sweden
us.
or something,
Sweden.
yeah,
There it is. But you also told us that you've been a part of this American brand and working with Yella for 13 years.
Yeah.
And we all know that's facts. Anybody that wants to tap in more to that story, it's right below in that Joe Rilla podcast. I'll tap the fuck in because a lot of the shit we're referencing to is coming from that information that we have.
Right.
Other than what we know about him personally, just from being friends with him, etc. But during those 13 years, you know, Yella's careers went absolutely bonkers, man. I mean, in so many different ways, you know, like from building this American brand to, you know, signing with Shady and doing that whole thing. And then, I mean, that's a long story, you know what I mean, that you've been involved with. But when we talk about, notice when he was talking about that boat and the pirates and shit with the merch, he said, I'd be on that boat with you selling that merch.
Yeah.
Well, we know that's facts because he initially started with Yellow Wolf selling merch.
Yeah.
I like that correlation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, but realistically, you know, we also have said that, you know, I think we said this off camera. Not only being the current manager of Yellow Wolf, like the management stem doesn't really just stop there. Like, it's not like that was his first acting gig as a manager. Right. So, for our local listeners and watchers, who else have you managed in the past or been associated with or maybe currently associated with other than Yellow?
I've managed at different points and I'm still cool with everybody I'm talking about right now. But Strug, before he went to prison.
Shout out Struggle.
What up,
Shout
bro?
out Struggle. Bubba Sparks.
Shout out Bubba
Shout out
K.
Bub.
My dog. Cook Up Boss.
Shout out
I was
Cub.
just fixing to tell you about Cook Up. I did an interview with him, and dude, he's fucking great, dog.
I want to do a song.
Yeah,
with him,
shout out Cook Up, man. We need to get you on the podcast, Bubba.
Yeah, he needs to come out for sure.
Yeah, he definitely will. I'll hit him up.
Pretty Shy Hecto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out Pretty Shy. I need her on the
Yeah,
show.
we're
Big
going-
Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Big Henry. That's
Yeah.
the homie.
I'm trying to think, man. I mean, there's been a lot of different people I've worked with briefly through the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
What?
go ahead, Chad.
My bad. What initially got you into that, like music in general, but like maybe what got you into the business side of the music?
It's crazy how that happened. At one point, I had a studio downtown on 3rd Avenue called the Phoenix Room years ago. And I had an artist come in there who wanted me to manage them, but it was more of they get free studio time and, you know, I'm their manager. You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't serious. They didn't think I was a real manager, none of that. I signed them and started taking the shit serious. I realized what I was doing for all these different artists was basically managing them, right? So that's how I got into it. And then a lot of training, a lot of years of not making shit.
Yeah.
And then
Feel that.
simultaneously doing an artist thing myself for a period of time.
Dope. Okay.
And then when I had Yella come through after we linked back up, I mean, I was like, man, my bro's the the coldest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a chill because I know I can be the coldest on this business. You know what I mean? But if I'm doing both, what's my real aim? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me step back fully from that artist thing and focus on the business.
Yeah. Focus on
And
it.
you knew,
Yeah.
you knew Yellow. Did y'all both go to school in Antioch? Is that how that was? Okay, cool. Yeah.
And, you know, he spoke on the Joe Rilla podcast about his graffiti history.
Yep.
And that Yella knew each other, him and Yella knew each other from being like from the graffiti community. You know
Yeah,
what
he
I mean?
used to write Coma. I wrote Ounze.
Okay.
Oh,
We
dope.
used to
Okay.
go paint together all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dope.
sick.
That's cool that's how. And I forgot to shout out to Bubba Sparks too, because I forgot that that I think he did a couple of projects through Slumerican. Did he not?
Yeah,
Like an
yeah,
EP?
Bubba was with us for a minute. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bubba
he's got,
Mathis
he's got
EP.
the flag
Yeah.
on his neck right
Yeah. Yeah.
here. Shout out Bubba K, man. We love that guy.
Shout out Yellow, man. My first time meeting, my first time meeting him, man, he did some real cool shit. I'm gonna have to tell you when we get off here though, because you can't say it on
Shout out
Yellow.
Yella. I've had the luxury of meeting Yella a dozen times at this point in my life, and
never met Yella.
from the first time I met Yella to the 12th, and luckily probably by the 9th or 10th he remembers my name now. That's great. But he's always been 100 with me, man. He smiles. He listens to whatever I fucking say to him or whatever, and he acknowledges me. You know what I mean? He don't brush me off. None of that shit.
Cool
and
motherfucker.
yeah, just a
Cool
cool dude.
motherfucker.
Yella's always been super fucking solid, man.
that's my brother, man.
Yeah, I need him in that chair. Facts.
Yeah, man. Yellow,
I've reached
pull
out
up.
a million times, but I should have just went through Zilla and it probably would have happened already.
Yeah.
But
He almost put up on Strug's podcast episode.
yeah,
remember?
the fun fact: the day that Strug was here, he sent Strug a picture of himself saying, "You need me to pull up on that podcast." And I told Strug, I said, "Tell him yes, please."
Man, let me get with him.
Yeah, he's more than happy to have you, Bubba. But I think it's really cool though. It's dope to have Zilla here, and not just being the interesting person that you are. We could talk about a million things, but I love that Edward Crowe is a successful manager.
Yeah.
A lot of people out here claim to be a manager or want to be a manager or have manager titles and aspirations, but the follow through is one that is hard to hold a bar up to.
Right.
Like anybody can in this day and age. I mean, 2022 finna be 2023. One, let me be your manager.
Yeah, exactly.
You go record all the music. We know who we're recording with, so that's kind of an easy thing. But if I just keep posting your shit, I'm your manager.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, this is different.
there's leaps and bounds involved to the degree of a manager to obtain 13 years of a successful run with a solid artist to the projectile, all included.
Yeah.
To hold that role or a role and work your way to a bigger role or however you've done it, Zilla, proves that those leaps and bounds were taken. You know what I mean? Like it's and doing it during those 13 years, however you've done it, actively being his manager for 3 years. The world's changed a lot in 13 years.
For sure. I
You know what I
started
mean?
off selling merch. Like
Yeah.
when he had obviously had big like bravado and different companies doing merch for him. When he decided to do his Slamerican thing and go buy his own stuff, man, he dumped it all in the garage. I got it all together. I was like, let's hit the road. Right? Started doing his merch. Went from merch to tour photographer. Right?
Yeah.
So we've actually got a book coming out from the 5150 tour,
That's
which
dope.
is my tour of photography. It's been a labor of love, something that I've had to take time, which I don't have a lot of,
Okay.
to allocate to that. You know what I mean? So it might be done in 6 months, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's incredible, bro. So
That's
I did that and then started tour managing them. Like I said, we signed in Sweden.
Yeah. And tying in like the cook up interview I did with him, he was talking about Yella and he was talking about how he said, Yella Wolf put me up on game because he was taking me with him to the bank to deposit checks just for merch. And I was seeing the amount of it. And he said, that's just from the merch.
Yeah.
And Yella said, yeah, bro, that's just from a week of the merch. And then he was talking about the slum trap stuff that Cook Up's doing. But he was saying how instrumental that was to him, seeing that and being inspired by that, him being a dude that, lived on the other side, done the street stuff, which he's talked about in the interview, but being able to see that and seeing what kind of lucrative opportunities there were. And the Yellow Wolf was basically showing him like this, you can do this type stuff,
Yeah, Yellow Wolf has definitely created himself as an ambassador for a much bigger brand than most artists.
And you know what? That's pretty darn dope though, man. Because that's the type of manager that you want, like motherfuckers who know different aspects of the business, right? The tools, the merch, the this, the that, the photography,
Yes,
all that right there, man.
and Zilla's a beast with that camera. Bro.
Yeah.
We didn't even touch on how dope he is with a camera. Like that's like his first love as far as this goes. Like he speaks on that a lot. And like you said, we'll see something soon as far as that goes. And that's
The book
dope
is
as
pretty
hell.
much done. And let me say, so when I went out on the 5150 tour, I was with Cairo, right?
Shout out Tony Delano.
Shout out Tony Delano,
Shout out
my
Tony.
brother.
For sure.
We love that guy.
That's my dog. He so it was his idea. He was like, yo, if you're doing the photos, we should make a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. And then he gave me the play. Like he was like, collect the tickets to the shows, right? So we ended up doing like a scrapbook vibe. The
Dope.
book. I took a black book and had the artists when they were getting lit after the show or whatever, have them draw, have them put quotes, have them do random shit, had all this shit.
Give him a
scanned.
page and
Yeah, and
I
me
get
and
you.
Tony been putting this thing together. I mean, he's been putting it together, but I took the photos, so it's a collaboration between me and him.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, we're
Fire.
trying to have it wrapped up here shortly, man. It's cold blooded, bro.
I could only envision
man, he's such a genius,
Yeah, because you being you, and then you mix in Tony Delano, that's no matter what we're talking about, it's going to be
Creative minds, man.
it's going to be a pretty interesting product, regardless what it is. And
and I think it's like 124 pages.
Jesus,
That's
that's a
hard,
fucking
bro.
book, like you
That's
said.
hard,
That's a
though,
fucking book.
Where's my camera? Delano, look, I didn't get to be here when you did the first time you come on the show. Pull back up, Bubba. We need to see you again, man. I ain't seen you in person in years, but I like I said, he did my first mixtape.
Love that guy.
In 2005, bro. That's how long I've known him. When he had a little building in Murfreesboro.
Hell yeah.
Fucking like y'all said,
17 years ago, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, he does a creative genius, but also one of the sweetest human beings I've ever met.
Just a great spirit, dog, and he's always been that way, bro.
Yeah.
Always.
It calls and checks up on us and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
salute to Delano.
yeah.
For sure.
Shout out Tony Delano.
Eb Tight, dude. That's when I met. He was Eb Tight.
Hell
Bro.
yeah.
EBBTIGHT.
Hell yeah, that's early Cairo right there.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like we were saying, and like one said, just to have an artist that does, or have a manager, so to speak, that does certain things.
Yeah.
So what does those certain things evolve early on? So let's I don't want to get to like what you do behind the curtain now to make things happen and business aspect of it. But early on, when you were trying to like figure it out,
damn, what was a good question?
Yeah, what was the route?
Because it's really hard to figure out what a manager does. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Especially when an artist is like a business that's not yet open. You know what I mean? Like, because you're trying to do everything yourself. It's two different worlds when, you've got a big artist who has a booking agent, who has an attorney, who has a business manager.
Yeah.
Correct.
As opposed to someone who like you're begging people to hear, basically. You know what I'm saying? There's two different worlds. So what do you do in the beginning? Man, I
pay attention, guys.
I say it's more artist development. You know what I mean? It's more development and less management.
Yes.
You call it management because why not, right?
Right.
I'm with it.
But yeah, it's more artist development in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How do you figure that out? You just got to be the artist's right-hand man and be there to give them advice. In my opinion, the artist always gets the end word. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their career. You do what you can to steer them and collaborate with them and make sure you're on the same page.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this manager talk. I like the way this manager talks.
You know what I'm saying? But
that gets lost a lot, bro.
Yes.
But there's an art to a manager could be in a situation where an artist where you're giving them the final say, and then you're like, you know what, I'm not cool with the way they're operating, so I'm out. So it doesn't mean that the artist always wins. It just means that that's how you build a relationship.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Trust.
right? Because it's like sometimes an artist might say, I'm in a situation with somebody where we're doing a deal or a negotiation, and they feel one way, I feel another. If they feel more passionate and it's not the end of the world, I'm rolling with them. You know what I mean? And usually vice versa. And that's what creates a good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, just being there for them, being like a second set of a mind, you know what I mean? Like a mastermind alliance, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll evolve from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, knowing Zilla as long as I've known it, I don't know how long I've known you. Let me think from it. Probably like, I don't know, 10 years, probably like 8 to 10 years, at least, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell y'all this, like when I've seen Zilla involved in an event or something to do with someone I know he's incorporated with, even in the least, rather it be Cub or it just the brand Slamerican or like a Yellow Wolf event or a signing or something at the store, anything like this. Zilla is running around like a fucking chicken with his head cut off, dog. Like he is a different fucking dude when he is working, man. Like that guy gets it.
Yeah. It's business time.
Yes.
It's business time.
But even like during, you know what I mean? Like it's not like we kick our feet up when it's time, like the party time or whatever. Like it's like the wheels are always turning. And even when he sat down with us off camera, like he asked us, I'm not even going to repeat what he asked us.
I know what you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
But he asked us like 2 or 3 specific things that we have never thought about, not one time.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Period. Like, not even in the least. We think we got most of this shit figured out, but.
Yeah, well, the whole time I've been doing music, and since So Improved started, I started in 2006. I've not only managed myself, but I've managed every artist has been with Show
Back
Improved.
when I was an artist and all of us initially, Chad handled everything.
And I still do. And I never got taught anything. I just had to learn it. And there's still a lot of stuff that I'm learning, but it's definitely that's definitely something that I like when somebody can shine a light on something for me that I don't necessarily know about,
But there's something else, like I was talking to Wolf one day about like when Wolf goes on stage, he snaps into something and channels something.
Yes.
Like the man is channeling something. He's a different human than I know most of the time.
Yeah.
When he gets on there, and in a different way, not in the same way by any means.
Push that forward, Chad. You're good, Zilla. Relax, man. You're
Not in the
fine. I
same
just wanna
way
make
by
sure we
any
can hear you.
means, but as far as on the business side, there's also a version of that. You know what I mean? When it's time, I wake up in the morning, it's loaded, man, I'm on some other shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't have no friends till the show's over, a settlement's made. Then I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm channeling a different energy because it's serious.
Yeah, just like he is, or just like athletes are, or anybody that goes to work to clock in on a job, and that you just have to get in that mode to make things happen. You know what I mean? However it is that you may be, whatever line of work it is, just because you're a manager doesn't, it's a job. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so I could definitely see that being a priority.
How do you go about establishing like new relationships? Like, do you just beat down the fucking door of places? Like when I was talking about early on, all right, here you go. Let's do it like this. Let's say I got an artist with, I don't know, 25 albums, like a 500 song catalog, and he's at the peak of his career. Then I got another artist that's about been in the game for 10 or 12 years, but he went hiatus for almost 8.
Yeah,
but he's still known around the city.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
And then I get these 2 individuals to collab on an album.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's fixing to drop. What should we do to make it better at this point, considering the record's done?
Yeah, man. It's just
In a digital world. Like, I got Chad Arms and O&E, Joe and Jerry dropping next Friday, 23rd.
Yeah.
it's probably when this is dropping.
When this is probably dropping. Yeah. Probably dropping on the day this comes out.
Yeah,
That's hard.
Right?
you ought to call this one "Been Around the World," dog.
Thank you, Chad.
Man.
Since Zilla's a traveling man, dog.
Yeah.
Man, I'll throw in a fun fact.
Yeah,
So we started something recently called Slum Saving Lives Using Music,
Mm.
right? Nonprofit organization, 501c3, where our goal is to help kids through music. We've been going to schools, talk to Judge Calloway, the juvenile detention judge, about potentially getting some of these kids to do community service with Slum, right?
Fire.
But the other kids, like, you don't have to be in trouble to go through this program, right? Obviously, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So the other kids got to earn credits, initially like maybe 20 credits just to be in the program, and then earn more credits, you know what I mean, to get
For
things
going
like
and achieving things.
instruments
Yeah,
and
I got it.
classes
Yeah.
and things like that.
Really?
Yeah,
But it'd be a reward to get there. I totally get what you're saying about that. Like, they have to achieve certain status before they can get there. What's that?
that's something I was going to say. It was like,
something personal about
man,
that.
let's
right
do
there.
it for sure. And I've been talking to Pearl Cone, and like I've been going to Bass Alternative School, talking to them.
yeah.
And
That's super
crazy.
sick.
My art teacher from Antioch, all the way. I don't even know how long ago I was supposed to graduate, but I still deal with him personally right now, and he's the one plugging me because he's with Pencil Foundation, so he's the one like really helping link me with these judges. You know what I mean, and these different people to really get in these schools and try to figure out how to talk to these kids.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? But
Man, that's hard.
yeah, I'm hearing a lot of
that's
people
hard.
in town doing positive things, man. I think it's really dope.
Yeah,
Any way that we can collaborate, you know what I mean, makes sense, because if it's all for good,
Yeah, man.
no reason to not be more powerful.
Nah,
Especially, with that,
1,000,000%.
especially when it comes to stuff like giving back and stuff.
sure.
That's for sure. Yeah, I'm all about stuff like that. Man.
Nah, 1,000,000%. That's dope as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's still in the works. Like we've created the 501c3. It's legit, but we're planning to go live into 2023 if we do Slumfest 6, because we had to stop Slumfest because of COVID. And since then, it's just been Whoops has been dropping so many albums and then different things happening.
Side
shows.
projects.
That boy moves around a lot, man.
Yeah, so we're planning on end of 2023, and it'll be 6. You know what I mean?
It just seems like the clothing has just really taken off for Slim American. You know what I mean? Like it's not that I mean, that is Yellow Wolf to a T, and I know he's heavily involved with designs and all that stuff for that brand. But
I mean, he oversees all that,
all
He
of it,
approves everything.
So, salute to Yellow on all that.
Hell yeah.
But that brand has grown tremendously. Like, and it is it's sick. It's just dope shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure, man.
you go down to that store and stroll. Is the store still there? Right?
No, we lost a store around COVID.
Oh shit, that fucking sucks. I'm never at like in that area, like that little strip in front of Marathon is where it was. Like,
Yeah, no, we had to. It didn't make sense, man. There was a couple people coming in a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wasn't adding up.
yeah, it was more, and then Yellow Wolf fans just want to pull up to say they pulled up.
You know what I'm saying?
I was in there was a barbershop there, a tattoo shop there.
Yup.
But the store was so sick. Like, it was just dope. Like the
Wolf design
decor
on it.
and shit. Like, I don't know if y'all ever went in there.
I didn't see
Was
it.
that over the? Was it downtown? Like,
Yeah, it was right in
out
front of
north?
Marathon. Yeah,
Joe
out,
Johnson,
yeah,
right
Yeah,
out north.
That's the hood.
Right over by Marathon Music Works. But the
had it
inside
for, like-
decor was fucking bananas, bro. It was so dope.
I think we were there for about 4 years.
Yeah, it was.
Something
Seemed
like
like a chunk. I thought y'all were still there, though. Fun fact. Like, that's just me being an idiot, I guess. But I thought y'all were still there. But I'm never over there, really.
Yeah,
But yeah, I see that brand is just. It seems like it's not gonna slow down any. Like, I'm on the email list
right.
for Slim American. I have been for years. It seems like.
Yeah.
But I see it, you know what I mean? And when I click on an email from Slim American and see like the model and what they're showing or wearing or the jewelry or whatever the fuck he's pushing on that particular email, it's just like, wow.
Right.
Like, quality shit. It's just dope. I love it all.
Yeah,
That's
straight
what's
up.
up, man. Appreciate you, bro.
How long have you been in that role with Slim American, the brand? How long has that been going on?
When I started managing Wolf, I took the VP of operations situation and handed it down, and then became the general manager.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
That's dope, dude.
And, man, ain't no telling what the hell you see, man.
Bro, that's why I've been around the world. But it's like I hesitate when I even speak to you sometimes, Zilla, because the more I sit and I like just think about that line one just said, like, bro, you have seen some shit.
Yeah.
From like a near-death experience at 16 or, like being partially fucking paralyzed for, having to relearn all that shit to, prevail over all of that kind of shit and lead into the years through, let's say 18 to 25 doing graffiti and moving to Nashville or being back in Nashville full time and linking up with Yellow Wolf. And then, I mean, I don't know, bro. You've talked about going to Egypt and shit. And,
Other than Egypt, like what would be your favorite place?
your favorite that you've
Did
been.
I have been? Or
Yeah,
have I
not that you want to go to, one that you've
That you
been
have
to.
been to.
Yeah, you've
What's a
been-
dope
one
place
you've been
we
to.
should go to?
Okay, well, I was gonna say somewhere that you really shouldn't go to right now, but
No, I want to go like tomorrow.
Hell no.
No, I mean, we ain't got no.
It's,
No,
it's,
no,
no,
no.
man,
no,
look,
it's some of these
it's a
places that I
touchy
don't want to
time
go
to say
if
this.
it's later.
it's a touchy time to say this because all the war and stuff. But before that happened,
Yeah.
Russia was really incredible.
Oh, dope.
You know
No,
what I mean,
for real?
prior to all that, yeah, I had a blast in Russia. Like,
yeah, I can see it.
in Germany, Berlin and Cologne.
We're good in Germany, man.
Yeah, we're good in Germany.
Yeah.
Let's
Cologne,
go.
Germany, and Berlin is beautiful, man.
Yeah, my family
and
crest
stuff.
is from Germany. Like, I'm good there. We're good no matter what. We can go.
Yeah,
Off we go. Germany it is.
I want to see more like South America, like deep in the jungle. You know what I mean? Like really get off in it.
Yeah.
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 Hell yeah,
How
man.
about y'all? Where
The favorite place that I've been,
yeah.
the Bahamas, man.
I've never been out the country.
The Bahamas.
I haven't either.
The Bahamas
So
was so
any
crazy.
story out there ain't
It would
worth
be
telling.
embarrassing for me to say my favorite place because I would say like fucking Florida or something.
Listen,
Panama City, baby, let's go.
I tell motherfuckers all the time, man. Like that trip to fucking Bahamas was nuts because I'm staring at the water, man. I'm looking as beautiful, as clear. The water's up to my waist, and I'm a tall dude.
Yeah.
And I can look down and see my feet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen no shit like this before. Then you turn around and everybody look like me. They got grills. You know what I'm saying? It's the hoodest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? It's go from beautiful to like poverty. You know what I'm saying? In 180.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, that shit
Now,
was
you don't
crazy.
see none of that shit like on
No.
television or the fucking vacation pamphlet. You know what I'm saying? You don't see none of that.
Oh man, you had their biggest like business down there like taxis and shit. And you had taxi drivers over getting ready to fight and shit. You had motherfuckers trying to get us in a taxi that wasn't even a taxi. There's no telling where the fuck they would have took us.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh man, you'd have had to go into John
man.
Wick mode, dog.
Man, I bought a 3.5 of some of the worst weed in the world, man. Down there, man. I'm mad at the motherfucker, man. As soon as I got off the darn boat, man.
Where are the best
and that's-
drugs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I want to go there.
But as soon as I got down that motherfucker, man, we went into this bootleg spot that had the fake Gucci's and the fake Louis bags and shit.
Yeah.
Me and Buddy came out of that motherfucker, gave him an aluminum foil, went down into the little restaurant to roll up. That shit was ass brown. I'm talking about ass brown, man. I threw most of this shit away.
Yeah, man.
It happened to me in New Zealand. I got some shit.
Major flex.
Bro, I got some shit that reminded me. Fun fact, I got some shit that reminded me of, like, I don't know, 2000 brick weed.
Ooh.
That VCR
That VCR tape
That's
shit.
a VCR,
about,
VHS
man.
cassette, man.
I laughed when they
VHS
handed it
cassette.
to me. I was like, damn, I didn't know you could find anything like this anywhere.
Probably fucking hash.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably that same shit that Camel was on when he was in Egypt, dog.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But when you the favorite place though, literally, do you do hallucinogenics at all?
Oh, yeah.
I'm with it too. Where's that happen at?
Man, I like to go out in the woods, man. I like to be in
But it don't matter. I'm talking about like a
This is a brave motherfucker.
exotic trip.
Like a-
nah,
like a-
man, he's
like-
tapped in, bro. I'm with it.
Man.
Oh, you mean like,
Have you ever took that type of journey outside the country?
yes.
And that's what I'm asking.
Let me tell you. So I went to Jamaica where psilocybin is legal, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I was gonna go there on purpose because of that, right?
Yes.
So we ended up finding a place in a town called Treasure Beach, where there's a public beach, but it's not private, but it's private enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a coral reef, fossilized coral reef on the edge of the beach. And I swear that shit, I posted on my Instagram, but I swear that shit was like an energy vortex. It was like wind blowing as hard as you could imagine. I mean, your clothes are blowing, your hair's blowing, sun shining, burning your skin, waves crashing. Like, my girl was like, I don't know if we should lay there. Like, we might die. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crashing and the tides move. So she's like, this shit might. And I just started feeling like, I was like, man, I feel safe right here. So we came at a little bit before sunrise and basically planned it to where when I took the mushrooms, they really hit me like peak right about sunrise. So I was laying on top of a fossilized coral reef on the coast of Jamaica at sunrise on 9 grams of mushrooms.
Hell yeah, let's go. Damn.
I came back glowing, bro.
I bet.
Dude, so
life-changing
for somebody that I don't know anything about much, 9 grams of mushrooms is that a
A
substantial
tremendous amount. That is
Okay.
a fucking quarter ounce of shrooms, easy, and
Okay.
you are fucked up.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty
It's a hefty amount. Okay.
That's a nice. It's over a quarter. Like that's a lot. Like we could comfortably get a quarter and split it and have a great night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
But you got to be in the right place. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't just do any large amount anywhere.
Yeah.
I
got
got to
you.
control everything.
Yeah.
Like, I know what's on the TV in the other room.
Yeah,
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And who's coming and who ain't.
I totally
Everything.
He said, I know it's on the TV. in
Those
the
are all
other room.
important factors.
I totally get it, bro. I get it 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Been around the world. I wonder what that's like.
Yeah.
Man, there's a
I've been
reason why
player
you don't
hated.
have,
You know what I
do
mean?
you not
Man,
want to
say it
leave?
again.
Yes, I'm down, man. Let's go.
Man, hell yeah. You got a passport?
I can get one.
Man, get a passport, bro. Let's go.
I'm down.
Let's go to Machu Picchu,
Go to where?
Incan ruins in Peru.
Hell yeah.
Monty, say that again.
Zilla wants to go to Peru, bro.
Machu Picchu.
Like the ruins, bro.
But what's going on? It's some shit going on over in Peru. Though.
There's some shit going on in Egypt.
No.
There's some shit going on out north.
Big facts.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
No,
Hey, that's
he ain't
one
lying.
hell of a way to put it.
Man, for
Because
real.
sometimes people say shit to me like, man, you can't go there, this and that's happening. I'm like, shit, like you said, man.
That shit real, man.
Nah, when our bag comes, we're gonna travel.
Man,
for
believe
sure.
that. Well, we gonna get somewhere.
Well, man, I tell you what's crazy though. You said you don't have a passport?
No, I do not.
Man, whenever you have time, as soon as possible, just grab one.
Yeah, let's go to the post office and
Yeah,
get
because
one.
I'm telling you, man, like, some of this shit ain't as expensive as you think it is.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can find trips and plan shit, and you know what I mean?
bro. I see like fun fact. I see like these little like the reels or the Facebook stories or whatever. Like as I'm streaming, and it'll be like a did you know? And it'll be like a literally a fucking hotel getaway, cheap ass fucking escape that nobody knows about, some foreign fucking country that looks like paradise.
Yeah.
And you stay in some fucking shack on the beach with hot tub or some shit. Like it's unreal, and it's like crazy affordable.
Our dollar's probably double or triple or some shit.
Yeah, like our US dollar is worth more to them. Like you can get a massage for like 60 cents or some shit. It's like, what? Jesus. How much a tuggy is? You know what I'm saying?
Ask Robert Kraft, man. You know, Shout out Robert Kraft. Man.
Shout out Steve will do it.
Dog.
Full send.
Been around the world.
Yeah, been around the world. Like we said, well, you can be our manager anytime you want for the podcast, man.
I hear you.
It's totally open.
Believe it.
You don't got to ask.
Tell me more about the podcast. Let me hear about the podcast.
The podcast is great.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, it's
been
great.
going
I
hard.
listened to the episode with Rail on here, man. Y'all
Shout
had
out, Rail.
Yeah, man.
cracking up, and y'all got some
man,
really
fam.
cool, positive, dope shit going on.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
we've been
man.
going since July 26th last year. We've got 100. When this comes out, it's like 100 and almost 140 episode.
Yeah, close to.
Thousands of hours. I mean,
Yeah,
2 a week.
Yeah, man. And
yeah.
then you got Squints, the brainchild, man, behind it, man. And dude really has a vision for what he want things to look like, man. And like you can tell that he's super passionate about this shit. And so that's what the kind of drives that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't work till I got everybody else involved. That's when it worked. Because my vision was there. I painted the picture, but it just wasn't right at first. I had to like add a couple things in.
Right.
And now it's fucking cruising
That's
right
dope,
along, dog.
Hell yeah.
What's dope, man, is you like, I get these pictures here and there, and then, these screenshots here and there, and then, well, bruh sent me some shit, man, and motherfucker done charted number 6.
Yeah, at one time. Yeah, we just been working hard, man, but we're holding strong right now.
Congratulations, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
That's major, man.
Yeah, we're holding top 20
Yeah.
Let's keep pushing,
Hell yeah.
man.
currently. Right now, we're like number 12 when we're recording this. So I'll take it all day, man, because our names are up there with greats. But yeah, dude, we've been going hard, but we need your help.
Man, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all need us? Contact our manager. He goes by Edward Crowe. He's the man.
Straight up, man.
Dude, we appreciate you so much, dog. I don't know.
Appreciate you, bro.
Well, I don't know if we covered enough. I don't know if you're satisfied with how you
Yeah,
came
I'm
through here
good.
tonight.
Oh,
But
you always
Had a
come
blast
back,
with
bro.
y'all, man. Y'all are really good at what you do, and it's dope how it flowed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can always come back and cover more.
That's what
the
I was
good
gonna
thing.
say, bro. Like I love the shit out of you, bro. You've been my guy
Man,
for a long
likewise.
time, dog. And I just want you to know, man. Like, we don't even have to cut the cameras on and shit. Like, pull up on me, bro. You know where I'm at, man. And your words always fucking you have very inspirational conversations.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Look,
man.
fuck this
Thank you.
fly. Where did this fly?
Bro, I've been seeing that fly for like an hour and a half, dude. It's pissed me off.
all of a sudden,
That was my first time seeing it.
It's just in here.
gonna be able to get them off.
Yeah, I don't know how it survived this weather.
One
Thank
time-
you for having me, bro. Like for real, this been a lot of fun, man.
But like I said, bro, I every time I have conversations with you, even if it as rare as it may be, if I don't call you, like I love when we talk, man. You're just one of the most interesting people I literally know in my life. Like you
That's
really
a
are.
huge
Dog.
compliment. I appreciate you, man. It's
But
always
you,
pleasure.
your positivity, your encouragement, what you do for Yella and his brand, along with everyone else you've helped along their journeys. Like it's just the most admirable shit ever, dog. And I want you to know that we barely scratched the surface with anything, whatever we covered tonight. But I want you to know, dude, that seat is yours whenever you want it. Whenever
Man,
you got some
thank you
shit
so
to
much,
say,
man.
dog,
Hell yeah.
pull the fuck up.
I love the theme, man.
And y'all be sure to tap into the interview he did with Joe Rilla too in the
Please.
description.
Yeah, shout out Joe
Get that,
Rilla.
Shout out Joe Rilla.
Be sure to get that Joe and Jerry out now.
Yes, Joe and Jerry available fucking right now.
man.
God damn it.
Fucking Joe and Jerry.
Bro, this slick actually may be the Christmas episode too.
What?
The
that where
23rd. The 23rd is a Friday.
Merry fucking Christmas, motherfuckers.
Bitches.
Merry Christmas.
Jesus
Fuck you
Christ.
talking about?
Unless you want to do one on the
I'm glad this
26th.
shit's over with.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
we
glad
should.
it's over.
That's what we
Tell
did
you
last year.
What we can do, we can record another episode. What we ought to do is record an episode this weekend for the Christmas episode.
We'll do that. That's what we'll do. But when this comes out, it's
No,
almost
I'll
it's
take your shit
somewhere
back.
in there.
It's around that time, but we'll get it in before the end of the year for sure. We appreciate you, dog, for coming through and
Here you
and
go.
for sure, bro. And we'll
Yeah,
we're going to definitely link up more, man.
For sure.
I love
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah.
Please come back and see me, Zilla. Anytime you fucking want, that chair is yours, man. Until
thank
next,
you, man.
right? And, dude, thank you. Okay.
Been around the world. Y'all be
Oh,
sure
dude.
to watch out for them Brazilian.
He brought us a bottle of Creek water too, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Creek water.
Next time I bring you a bottle of OG, I had a sentiment and I was going to bring something.
Which one you like better?
Man, shit. I don't drink liquor.
Oh, okay. Shout out to you.
I mean,
Chad's
hold on,
on
wait.
the
Let me
brink of
elaborate.
stopping.
Let me elaborate. I'm not supposed to drink liquor because I drink it here and there, but yeah, if I was gonna pick one or the other, I'd probably pick the OG.
Yeah, I'm the OG too.
I love Fireball, so
I haven't had.
I
neither
would
one,
probably
man.
choose that one. But
This is like Fireball. You know what I'm saying? The other one's a whiskey.
yeah, I've had the OG before. I've tried the OG years ago, whenever it first I guess came out. But hell yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
We
I
appreciate you.
the bottle. Yeah, we appreciate you more times than you know, man. Just come back, or we'll be mad at you.
And we'll put his social media links in the description too. Y'all be sure to go follow him.
Yeah, all that, dude.
Tap in.
Thank you.
Been around the world. He's got a really fucking interesting timeline on Instagram, dude. Just follow his lead. He knows what he's doing.
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Right. Until next time, Zilla.
Till
Come back
next
and see us. ONE ChadArmesTV 615. I got some shit to say.com, ChadArmesTV.com. Joe and Jerry available right now. Tap the fuck in. Go get that shit.
Hell yeah, man.
Right? Boys, let's go.
Mildred.
Bow.
But bitch, we got views.